Hello there. Hello there. Shit, I forgot my joke. Let me get out of here. This is a 2002 Peugeot 406 with a 1.8 EW7J4 engine. Yeah, it's kind of a small engine. You might ask yourself, why would you want to buy this car? There are a lot of reasons. A lot of people bought this because you could get away with anything there. There's no checkpoint you got to that the policemen were not going to harass you and disturb you for any reason. Just wear your kaftan. When you approach the next checkpoint, you'll thank me later. This has 115 brake horsepower, 160 newton meters of torque, 0 to 100 in 12.1 seconds. That's 2 days in car world. But it's peppy. It has the recipe for every car enthusiast. It has the engine on the front, stick shift in the middle, but it's still front wheel drive, so yeah, but this is just fine. Just a minute. What's it like to drive? Truth be told, it's engaging. It may not be a sports car, but you have to rev out the engine to get what's little of it. You start coming to the power band in this car around 2,000, 3,000 RPM thereabouts. Anything below that and it feels like the car is asthmatic. Struggling for breath. Once you get to the 3,000 RPM power band, then you start to feel the car pull. When this came out, it was far different in design. When you look around the car, there's nothing too boxy about it. It's more sleek, long nose, quite low to the ground as well. Peugeot has been respected a lot in Nigeria. Using this car for some time now, I get to understand why. It's just strange how people actually forget how reliable and economical this car can be. Yes, it's not all bells and whistles. It has its own flaws, quite annoying flaws I might add, because it's not sure if it wants to be a luxury car or it wants to be an economical car. Quite soft and nice to touch, nice to the feel actually. Its Japanese counterparts, apart from Honda, by now, this is 20 years old, this car is 20 years old, and it still holds up quite well. The only thing is, like I said, it's pretending to be luxurious. You have plastics pretending to be wood trim finish. It's just for my car. Headliner, give or take 2-3 years because of the temperate weather, to start sagging. What else? Oh yeah, too much wind noise. And I believe that's because of the shoddy build quality. I won't lie. It's not built like your Honda or its European rivals like the Mercedes-Benz or BMW. Lots of panel gap, so you get lots of wind noise when you're going at cruising speeds. You get lots of tire noise. For a car that runs on 195 ring 16, this has 15 rims, and there's a lot of tire noise. You come into the cabin, believe me, when you're going at cruising speed, I'm talking about 80 kilometers and above. But all in all, it's still a car with a reputation, one that's hard to beat. especially in Nigeria. Once you see that lion badge up front, people begin to believe you're either a government official or someone that's alright with something in his bank account, meaning that Sapa doesn't give next buy. But the truth of the matter is, even if Sapa was your neighbor, you could maintain this car easily. Very economical. Literally, a full tank of this car in good condition should cover over 800 kilometers. That's the EW7 engine though. This is considered one of the weakest engines in this vehicle. If you want the sweet spot between economy and performance, then you go for the EW10. That, on the other hand, has 139 brake horsepower, which means shorter 0 to 100 time. Another problem, cars everywhere, especially in the north. In the north, they seem to understand the value of this car. 8 years ago, thereabout, you can't get it brand new anymore, but getting one of these then will set you back around 1.4, 1.2 to 1.5 million naira. And then you could get one that's been used by Abdullahi or Uche for 550 to 750, depending on how neatly used it was. Thanks to the dollar naira ratio now, dollar naira rates now, one of this is going for 2.8 to 3.2 million naira now. And if you want to get one that is as neatly used as this, I'd get my money back. 1.5, 1.6, 1.3 is even with that bag. Like, people are beginning to understand the value of the car now, so the price is going up. You can't get one cheap now. I think then, because everybody was moving to the automatic transmission of cars coming in, people were avoiding manuals, which made this very easy to get then, and left it as easy picks for those that drove manuals. Real drivers. The rest of them just know how to push cars, they don't know how to drive. Certain things you should know while using this car. You need to carry out preventive maintenance almost all the time. You see, this car comes with a rubber timing belt, not chain timing belt like in the Asian counterparts, like Toyota, Honda, they use chain. Peugeot comes with rubber, which means after a certain distance has been covered, if you don't change it, it will snap. And when it snaps, that's the end of your engine. You'll need a new one. Annoyingly, it doesn't give anyone the either. So you have to use your own incentive. Like, shit, I've traveled a lot with this car. Maybe I should just change the timing belt. Or take a look at it to see how worn it is. Because last thing you want happening to you is the timing belt snapping while you are driving. To condemn the engine totally. Now, the timing belt goes for varying prices between 12 and 24,000 naira. Nigerians are cheapskates. They like to go for that with 12,000 naira, which will require changing it more often than not. I'd advise you to go for that of the 24,000 naira. At least that lasts you 2 years. Other parts of the car aren't expensive. Shock absorbers, 5 grand thereabout. Now that things are quite expensive, 5 grand thereabout, which is cheaper than getting shocks for the cheap Toyota Corolla. Then fueling, I've spoken on that earlier. A full tank of this set you back around 10 grand, 11 grand at most. If the filling station fuel attendant isn't scheming off you by tweaking their fuel pumps. 10 grand, 11 grand, thereabout. The oil filter, 700 bucks. I personally use Mobile for the maintenance, for the oil change. So that sets me back around 12,500 for 5 liters. What else? There are brake pads. The brake pads, well, it depends. If you're buying something made in Asia and in Chinese, you could get for 3 grand. But you have to live the consequences of your decision. Because your neighbors and everyone will know when you come. Because every time you step on the brake, it makes that nice screaming sound like something is dying. And everyone will tell like, what is that? Disturbing our peace. You go for the pan product. You can get one for 8.5. A lot better. You don't feel it when you hold. Weight difference is there. And of course, the brake feel is also there when you use pan. For me, things I look out for when I'm buying a car, personally, I love a car with amazing climate control. I'm talking about the air conditioning. And this is top 3. And it's not number 3. It's freaking cool. And I also love the music. If not for the wind noise, the speakers are decent. But if you want premium speakers, you should go for the executive package. That comes with JBL. Audio files know that JBL is actually a good sound system. This came with default speakers. But they're alright, they're okay. I haven't thought about changing them yet. Knowing that the problem is because of the wind noise. While driving within town is actually really comfortable. I don't get tired. I've traveled with it as well. You don't get tired, you don't get fatigued. Sitting position is comfortable, it's quite nice and you can see. And the views are amazing. Looking out the windows, the AP light is not blocking or obstructing your view. You don't really have that much of a blind side when driving this car. It's an okay car. 6-5 people comfortably. Driver inclusive, I mean 3 behind, 12 front. Red light, green light, yeah. Playing Squid Game with the traffic light. Red light, green light. So it's green light. Beautiful exterior, bland interior. But it did do the job. Another question that people usually ask me about this vehicle: can you pick up chicks with this? You'll find out.